Hello there and welcome to the video. Today I thought I'd have a look at plank benders. Got two different varieties here. Basically a mechanical one and one that uses heat. What I've done is I've cut three different bits here. One I'm going to soak in water for 30 minutes, which is what most people recommend. Now, before I do that, let's just see. See the thickness there, 5.2. A lot of people say, or some people say, that if you soak it, wood expands, and then when you then apply it to your model, when it dries, it shrinks, and then you're left with gaps. I'm going to test that theory now. So I'm just going to pop that in. It's just lukewarm water. Leave that in there for 30 minutes. Right. This mechanical option is not my favourite. I've tried it a few times, but there's a danger that you do it too hard and then you go all the way through. Now with these, depending on the type of bend you want, the closer together you clip it, the tighter the bend. All this is doing really is just cutting the fibres, and you see how brittle it is. It's definitely not my favourite method. Makes it easier to bend. But again, if you do it too much, breaks. Sometimes with planks, you need to have an upwards or downwards angle on it. And the way to do it with these is you do it at an angle. Difficult to see when you're trying to do it at an angle. And now you can get the upwards bend. As you can see there, how easy it is to snap. There we go. So it's not my preferred method. Right, the other option is the heat gun. Basically a soldering iron with a end bit on it. Just put that on. With one of these heat guns, you usually get a template or a jig type thing. This one's ideal for doing round the barrels, and this one, when you want some tighter curves, could be used. See this on bits like this, so you can shape shape there. Right, I don't tend to soak timber anymore after what was previously been mentioned. What I tend to do is either with finger, just apply a bit of water. So I'm not quite hot enough yet. And apply a little pressure. You don't need to apply too much. I think that volume is too high. Right, sorry, yeah. You don't need to apply too much pressure, otherwise you could split it. Still not hot yet, but you can see it's starting to make a slight bend there. This is one of the things in the shipbuilding you don't want to rush. The more time you spend on this, getting it as accurate as you can, the easier it is later on when you're finishing the model. When I say finishing, sanding and getting things all tidied up. The other thing to remember when doing this, if you leave it in one place too long, it will burn and you'll get black charring on there. See, definitely starting to get a bend on it now. And I'm not applying a great deal of pressure here. You can actually get some quite tight curves with this. See? Just take your time. See, got a bit of a split there. It's down too hard. I don't know if the microphone's picking up. You can hear the the water. Or we can hear the steam being generated. See, fairly easy to do with that method, and providing you don't press down too hard, it's definitely easier than the other method. And again, I haven't soaked it. Bit of water on the finger, just hide it. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos on planking, you'll know when I do the upward angle, I'll actually use an iron. But we'll see that later on in the model when I do that. But basically that's bending the plank. Very simple. Just take your time, don't apply too much pressure, don't hold it in one place too long. I'll come back in a bit when the other one's been soaked for about half an hour, and we'll just test out that plank. Right, well, that's been half an hour now. Take a look at this. Right, before it was 520. See that? That's now 5:35. So soaking your planks is not a good idea. See, once it's dried out a bit, whether that makes any difference. Bending's a bit quicker now because this is nice and hot. Bit creaky, getting old like me. See, we've got a nice bend there. That's the thickness now. So, and that's not fully dry. So if you were to place that on your model now, and then let it dry out, you would be left with some gaps. I hope that's helped some people. Thank you for watching.